The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 20th day of September 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour, brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Mia Chambray. And Teo Dill will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Hello, Mia. How are you?
Hey, Jamal. I'm great. How are you? My first Friday on the show. I'm so excited.
I was just going to say, this is the first time we've had all this energy on a Friday fun day.
Oh, yeah. Woo. I love Friday fun day. Yeah.
All right. We're going to have some fun. We do have a guest today as well. But Mia, real quickly.
Yes.
Are you what's your favorite season of the year? Like, are you a summer baby, spring?
Oh my gosh. I actually love all the seasons.
Yeah.
I love them all. I really love, I don't know. I really love all the seasons, but I particularly love it in like at home when it's like spring turning into summer and you start to kind of like smell summer and all the tree frogs are going and it's like the sun is setting. I don't know. I really love that. But if you're going to ask me if I'm a morning or a night person, I'm definitely a morning person.
Well, no, I asked. And audience, let us know, what's your favorite season? What's your favorite season? Because according to Google, my favorite season begins on Sunday, September 22nd.
Football season?
Autumn.
Oh.
Football season already started.
Oh.
That's a good point, though. That I think, see, you're on the money with that. You're on the money. But no, autumn. Autumn's my favorite season. I mean, see, spring, you got the allergies. Winter, depending on you are, could be freezing. And summer, I don't like to sweat if I'm not working out. So autumn, man, I tell you what, New England in the United States, New England is one of the most beautiful places on earth during autumn to me. And honestly, it's calming, it's beautiful. So audience, let us know what your favorite season is. Mia, I appreciate that you have an appreciation for all four seasons, though.
I do. And I just think like I just love the flora and fauna of Bermuda. I just love Bermuda so much. And I just love all the different, I know it's very subtle, the changes of Bermuda, but they're so, even just like the tree frogs or like the different trees that are in bloom and, the way the ocean looks. I don't know. It's just, I love it all in Bermuda. It's just so beautiful. Like this morning I was outside looking at the full moon and the lighthouse was going, and it's a very special place. And we're just lucky to be here. It's starting to get a little bit cooler, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Don't you just love it? Don't you love it? Audience, let us know, what's your favorite season. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says hoodie season.
Ooh.
Angeline Butler says summer. I wish it was tropical and 80+ degrees all year. Somebody's got to love it.
Angeline, you sound fun.
Yeah, I'm boring because I can miss summer, folks. David Michael Wilson says, born in summer but love the winter. Winter hates me. Too many body aches. Claims that spring is better and prefer a Bermuda fall. Helene Swan says summer, it must be piping hot. You know what? I admire you all. I admire summer people, honestly. I admire you folks. I really do. I don't know how you can deal with the heat. But anyway, let's get into today. Greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome one of last year's winners of the BDC pitch competition, Wave of Opportunity. It's Kisha Tyrrell from Enzuri Beauty. So she'll be coming on to speak about her journey. the daily play is things you should know.
Oh no.
Things you should know. Yeah. Things you should know. So we'll see if Mia and the audience can get today's question. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Let's jump right into it. So today we're getting back to real local Friday Fun Day, folks. I've been told that Bermuda has some of the most unique names for roads. So, question of the morning. It's Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. You want 2 years of free membership? Go to mailboxes.bm/the daily hour. All right, here's the question. What are some of Bermuda's best road names? We have some unique names. What are some of Bermuda's best road names? Let us know. What are some of Bermuda's best road names? Mia, I know you have a list.
Oh yeah, I do. So, well, first of all, I think some of the most unique road names are found in St. David's. Every time I drive through St. David's, I always just get like a little giggle. Like I just love all the names of it. And I've always thought for a long time that so many of the road names would be perfect band names. You know, I'm always like, I'm like, I think I should start a list for Gunner because, you know,
get his band name early in life.
Yes, get it ahead of the time. Get it, you know, ahead of the curve.
You said St. David's. You said St. David's.
St. David's, yeah. I think St. David's has some of the most cute. So like they have a one of my favorites is Captain Fox Lane, which I think is so cute, or Captain Fox Drive. Please, if anybody is from St. David's listening, please correct me. I just love that. I think Captain Fox, I just think that is like the cutest. That would be such a cool, like Bermudian, like kids, like character. And I love Hesitation Lane. That's just across from the Arboretum.
Hesitation Lane.
Yeah, Hesitation Lane, right across from the Arboretum. That always makes me laugh because you want to be hesitating coming out of there.
Hesitation Lane.
Yeah. I love Hesitation.
I never heard of that one. I hadn't heard of that.
Right when you're coming out, like when you're turning down to like the Arboretum, it's like all those little, like First Avenue and all those guys there. Hesitation Lane is right there, and I only found out about it. Well, I do a lot of deliveries for the business, and so I feel like I know Bermuda in the past 5 years, like in regards to getting around. Like I know a lot of Bermuda now, which is awesome. But Hesitation Lane, yeah, you want to be hesitating when you're coming out of there because it's like such a high traffic area. So I thought pretty cool. What are your favorites?
Well, let's go to the audience. Let's see what they're saying. What are your thoughts, audience? What are some of Bermuda's best road names? So Marquita Lee says Hook and Ladder.
Oh yeah, that is so cute.
Where is Hook and Ladder? I know I've seen it before.
I see the sign in my mind. Hook and Ladder.
Yeah, where is it?
St. George's? Is it St. George's?
I have no idea. Sheikah Reyna says we have to have Corkscrew Hill.
Of course.
What is it now called?
Flora Duffy Hill.
Oh, she passed that one. See, I couldn't do that in daily play. Could not do the daily play with that one, folks.
Corkscrew Hill if you're nasty.
Corkscrew Hill if you're nasty. Angeline Butler says Relative Row off of Berry Hill Road. Relative Row.
Relative Row. Yeah, that's a good one. Relative Row. I know where that is.
Okay.
What about
Suzanne Ingham says Sharon Lane.
Rebecca
Road. There's another Darlene, but can't remember whether Darlene is a road or a lane.
I think it's Lane. Darlene Lane. I think it's Lane.
Where are these, Mia?
Rebecca Road. Oh God, I know where all these places are, but now because you're putting me on the spot, I'm like, Rebecca Road. Is that? I think that's off of Middle Road.
Okay.
And then we've got one of my favorites too. Speaking of Middle Road, is Witchery Lane. I love Witchery Lane. Yeah, and then followed by Burnt House Hill. Like, what's going on that you'd be calling it Burnt House Hill?
Yeah, Burnt House Hill. I mean, I wonder what context, because obviously Sharon Lane, Rebecca Road, and Darlene, these seem like they were named after people.
Yeah.
But, this is an interesting one. Montpelier Road, that's by the Arboretum.
Yeah.
Mia, Hook and Ladder is in Somerset, it seems. So you went the opposite end of the island.
Somerset, yes.
Somerset.
Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Yep. I knew it was one end or the other. Thank you, Marquita, very much.
Little House Lane off of Lighthouse Hill, Angeline Butler. What are some others, audience? What are some of Bermuda's best road names? We are known for having some of the most unique road names. What are some of the most unique ones? Friswell's Hill, says David Michael Wilson.
Frizzle's Hill, yeah.
We've got No Name Lane, Bat and Bowl Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Those have got to be in Somerset.
They are in Somerset, yes.
What's Ass Hill, says Charles H. Duff II. He says, not sure if that's the official name.
I call it Strawberry Hill.
What is it? Because Angeline Butler says Ass Hill is really odd road. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Old
Maids Lane. Where's this one?
That's in St. George's. That's in St. George's for sure.
Okay.
Old Maids Lane. I love that name. I think
Okay.
that's so cute. I just love all the history behind all of them as well. I think, like, I mean, I know we're not really touching on any of that, but it's the history behind it all, why they're named what they are. And I think because it's such a small community, that's why we have such a colorful palette of beautiful names that actually all are like really integral to the history of Bermuda, for better or worse, you know? So I think that's another, I think sometimes it's hard to, sometimes we're getting lost in the sauce of kind of things that are maybe not so great about Bermuda, but things like this, like on Today, are like so fun and interesting, and you really get an idea of, you know, we've got like Beehive Drive. Like, how cute is that?
Where is Beehive Drive?
I don't know. I just looked it up.
We've got Limehouse Lane. I think that's in Hamilton Parish down there, showing that bell. We've got Shinbone Alley. That's gotta be St. George's or St. David's. That's
definitely St. George's. That's definitely St. George's.
That sounds like St. George's. St. David's. No, I'm not discriminating. Don't look. Next, when I come down there to cheer for St. George's for 2 days of the year next year, don't hold this against me. But that just sounds like something in St. George's.
It is. It's. I think. It's definitely St. George. I think and I'm just saying this. So half of my family is from St. George's, like my grandpa and everybody. I think that St. George's and St. David's have the best road names. Audience, can you agree or not agree? By the way, the audience is coming through with some amazing names this morning.
Yeah, like, this is a good question by Charles. Is there a history book on like our road names? Like that would be cool.
Charles, you need to write it.
Yeah, that's your task, Charles. Lantana Road. Where's Lantana Road? Sinky Bay Road. Again, sounds like St. George's. So basically, what I'm getting is St. George's has the best road names, huh?
I think St. George's, and so Lantana is Somerset. I think Sinky Bay is Somerset as well. I love Honeysuckle Lane. I think that is so cute.
Let's bring up the. I've got this thing someone put on Facebook some years ago. So. Hook and Ladder. We got Lover's Lane. How did we not think of Lover's Lane?
Oh, Lover's Lane. We actually have a candle in the shop called Lover's Lane.
Happy Talk Lane. I've never heard of that one.
Yes, Happy Talk. That's like just when you come off T Street, like along there.
Okay. What's that? Scrogan Hill? Scrogan?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, that's Scrogan Hill. We've got Friendly Lane. I hope the people are friendly in that area.
I love Between the Walls. So cute.
Where's between? Oh, yes. Between the. That's out in Pitts Bay Road somewhere, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. Broken Hill Road. I don't know if I would want to live there. Shout out to everybody from Broken Hill Road.
What's that one? It says Birdcage Lane.
Birdcage Lane. How about
Controversy Lane, Mia? How about that one?
You need to live there, Jamal.
Folks, I would say Teo should live there. You know, Teo of the late 2000s. He does sound like that should be his address. You know, 5 Controversy Lane if you want looking for Teo. 5 Controversy Lane.
Controversy Lane.
Yeah. That seems like Cashew City Road. That sounds like St. David's, Cashew City.
City, cute. I like Band Room Lane. That sounds like where I should live.
That's up near my area. Band Room Lane. You've got Gospel Lane, Mission Lane. Let's go back to the audience. They're giving us a lot.
Ooh, give us some more, guys. Give us some more. This is so exciting.
Sleepy Hollow. Hollow. That's down in Kroll area, Hamilton Parish.
Yeah, I was gonna say East End. Ooh, Sleepy Hollow.
Raksha Street.
Raksha Street. I wonder what broke down there.
Well, she agrees, Mia, that St. George's has the best road names. Well,
they do.
They do. So they don't seem to have the best cricketers right now. But
Oh my gosh, Jamal, don't take it back to sports.
from a partner perspective, I'm sorry, just had to. Texas Road, that's St. David's, right?
Yep, Texas Road. That's a great name too. You know, it would be so cool if one of like the Burmese teas or somebody like that did like a whole series of like of names for t-shirts. You
Like
know,
with the
yeah, with the road names on it. That would be so cool. Or did like a whole series of merch with like all the Bermuda road names on it. That would be. I would buy it.
Mia just gave you an idea to, maybe sell them at casino too. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, sell them at casino too.
Sherry told Mia that was funny. What is she talking about? What did you say that was funny?
Controversy Lane.
Yeah, she's like that. She's like that. We're gonna ignore Sherry. Point Finger Road. You know what? All the years I've seen Point Finger Road, I never actually thought Point
Finger.
Yeah, never thought of it.
I didn't. I was today years old when I thought about that.
Yeah, it happens.
So cool.
David Michael R. Wilson says Sinky Bay is in Southampton, Lantana in Somerset.
Yes. What about Billy Goat Hill? I love that.
Who's that? Paget Warwick?
No, Billy Goat Hill is Southampton or Warwick.
Warwick.
Yeah, Warwick. I love
by the Shell gas station. Yes.
Somebody just said it at the same time as me. Sean, great lights think alike.
Yeah.
You ever tried to walk up there, Jamel? Billy Goat Hill?
I had trouble taking my 50cc up that hill. Talk about walk up there. That bike just about made it up there. Yeah, I was like, what's this hill about? And people tell me, yeah, man, I used to pedal this hill, and I'm like, pedal what? Anyway, Thread and Needle Lane in St. George. There you go, St. George's again with another one.
Yeah.
Honey Hill name for Mr. Stovall, who was a beekeeper who lived in the area.
Where's Honey Hill? That is so cute.
Yeah. Controversy Lane should be where I need to live, Suzanne. Yeah, no, you claim it, Suzanne. You claim it. Jubilee Road, says Marquita Lee. Jubilee Road.
I love that so much. Love that.
Off Orange Valley, I think.
So there's a lane in St. George's called, I think it's the same as Old Maids Lane, but it's kind of got like a dual name. So it's either called, or maybe they're like border each other. It's called Petticoat Lane. And I know the history is that when it was like the women's like liberation movement, they all ran down the lane and lifted up their dresses to show their petticoats, like when women got the vote. So that's Petticoat Lane in St. George's, and that's like kind of behind the perfumery. So I always remember doing the St. George's walkabout and having the tour and just like thinking like that was so like thinking about the women who had walked down there before me, and thinking about what they went through, like their struggles and when they got the vote, like just running through and like showing their petticoats. I just thought that such a beautiful image.
I love that. See, we're talking mean. Stepmother's Drive. Where is Stepmother's Drive? And did we love Stepmothers? Did we not? Like, what's this Stepmother's Drive about? Was everyone on that road a stepmother? What's going on? We need meanings. Again, Bermuda has some of the most unique road names, folks. I mean, we have some interesting names. Some names you would never find. Like in the U.S., I feel like they use the same names over and over. Like MLK Drive. There's a MLK Drive everywhere. There's a Military Avenue. Like there's something. They have the same name so many different places. I mean, everything in Atlanta is like Peachtree or Piedmont. You almost feel that way, right?
Right. It's true. They kind of just recycle the same names over and over again. That happens a lot in the UK as well. It's a lot of the same, really. Like they just kind of just like gave up. I feel like they just kind of gave up. It's like, oh, I can't do this. But Bermudians are so creative.
Yeah, look at this. Suzanne Ingham says Billy Goat Hill's work, and then she says, I loved walking up Billy Goat Hill. But watch this. Teo then says, that's how I learned old people lie. I've heard so many stories from elders about regularly running up and down Billy Goat for fun. I don't believe it. Teo, let me repeat. My 50cc had trouble going up Billy Goat Hill. I don't believe anyone used to run up there.
Hey, Bermudians are made of some tough stuff. Maybe before pre us. They were running up with their school shoes on, running up the hill. I used to have to walk up Reefs Hill. Like I used to get off the bus
Mhm.
The dead heat, after school, the dead heat of like summer, walk up
Yeah.
Reefs Hill. Oh my gosh. I just
Reef
remember that.
Hill?
Reefs.
Reef Seal. Okay. Let's go through these final. This is a Fun Day Friday brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Again, folks, 2 years of free membership. You can visit mailboxes.bm slash or the daily hour. Yeah, mailboxes.bm / the daily hour for 2 years of free membership. All right, let's go through these. Cricket Lane says Marquita Lee. That must be.
That's St. David's. No, Somerset?
It's not St. George's right now.
Gotta be Somerset. Marquita, you're coming in hot with the names. I love it. Please tell us where you're from. It's gotta be Somerset.
Suzanne Ingham says cut road St. George's. Where did it get cut? I hate when people do this. I do. We're not talking about house names. That's another show. We're talking about we've actually already done that too. If we're talking about nicknames, stick to nicknames. If we're talking about this, like we're the host, we'll direct the conversation. All right. We appreciate you, good brother. Trouble and Trotty says over plus lane. Over plus lane. Marquita Lee says over plus lane. So now we need to know, where is over plus lane?
Lane. I can see the sign. I think that's Somerset as well. Oh gosh, I don't know. Somerset? Maybe. Oh my gosh. I feel like this needs to be on a test. Like if you're trying to get Bermudian citizenship. This needs to be on the test. And also like just at school. And me. I also need this test clearly because I never know where it is.
We have a according to Teo a liar. Charles H. Jefferson II says I've run up Billy Goat Hill recently with my 50+ old self. Teo, back to your comment about people lying, old people, elders. I'm not calling Charles H. Jefferson II a liar, by the way.
I was about to say, we're going into it.
Teo said something earlier, and it's got me thinking. I'm just saying. Fisherman's Hill says, Shonette Bell, Cricket Lane is in Somerset. Richard Scott says Sands. Now, let's talk about it. Anyone know the difference between Somerset and Sands? Because I've heard some people up the country arguing about it over cop match.
Yeah,
I heard some people saying, if you live White Hill, you don't live Somerset. They tell me Somerset begins at Somerset Bridge from their west. I don't get into those because, I go up Somerset twice every 2 years.
Right? Right.
Yeah, twice every 2 years to watch my team win, which just hasn't happened recently, right? So I'm not getting into those domestic disputes, but it's important to know the difference between Sands and Somerset, apparently, folks.
Oh, so what is Sands White Hill?
Sands is the parish, yeah. So that's the entire parish. But
right, no, but
some folks that were arguing. I saw them on social media. I said, I'm staying up. I'm not getting into anyone's domestics. I'm not getting into. Yeah, I said I'm not doing it.
I never understood the difference between the two. I just thought if you're from Bermudian, you say Somerset, and if you're trying to be correct, you're talking about Sandys. I never call it Sandys. I would never ever call it Sandys. Personally, me personally.
Apparently, it's a difference, folks. Yeah, it's a difference.
Okay. I love to be educated.
President Scott, president of Somerset, says Somerset begins at Somerset Bridge. Yeah, that's the argument. The argument was on. I witnessed it, but I said I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into it. Look, I've had enough troubles in my own space, right? Look, remember, I live on controversy land, according to all of you. I don't need to get into anyone else's domestic disputes. All right? We got to bring Teo in. We got to, man, I love this. You all are great, man.
You are amazing.
That's because we've got Spring Benny, White Hills, Somerset, and Dockyard. We've got Richard Scott says, Paul, your visits to Somerset Hill faded. Well, yeah.
Well, what about Scotts Hill? Scotts Hill. Right?
Yeah, Scotts Hill.
They Somerset. That must be Richard's family.
Hog Bay Road. Hog Bay Road. Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Runaway Lane in Bowes Island.
Oh, Runaway Lane.
All right, so audience, one question before we bring Teo in. One question. Who has the best names? St. George's or Sands? Let us know, audience. Before we bring Teo in for Daily Hour News Break, who has the best names? St. George's or Sands? What are your thoughts?
I think St. George's.
Okay.
Controversial, I know. Seen as I'm a West End girl.
Karen Simmons says St. George's.
Karen. Burp, burp.
Okay, St. George's. Anyone else? St. George's or something. You're not gonna lose by saying what you think. Well, I mean, you would have failed the test. We asked St. George's or Sands. We didn't ask East or West. Ronette Bell says St. George's. Right?
St. George's. Thank you,
St. George's, right? We've got Richard Scott says history-wise, I have to say St. George's. Okay. My goodness, look at the president being neutral. My goodness, folks, we got to bring Taylor Dillon for the Daily Hour News Break. Don't go anywhere. By the end of this show, we're going to see. We got an interesting question, Bermuda related, coming up after we got Enzuri and Kisha Tyrrell. But let's see what Teo has in the Daily Hour News Break for us. Teo, our good friend Teo from number 5 Controversy Lane. That's him. He's coming up.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Good to see you.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Mia. Why are you making me suck my teeth hard enough to hurt my tongue today? What you mean?
What?
I'm gonna hip y'all to some game because there's a really cool article published this year by the Bermudian magazine about Bermuda's road names, right? Mm-hmm. And baked into it is probably the most significant figure in the 20th century for some of our weird road names. His name is Idwal Hughes Sr. He's the chairman of a government road naming committee in the late 1960s. And your boy, I like him because he was saucy and he was straight to the point. So you heard of Addendum Lane over by Pitch Bay? Right?
Yeah.
Now, the reason it's called Addendum Lane is because he forgot about that road when he was supposed to be there, right?
No way.
So when the oversight came to his attention, he was like, all right, well, let's call her Addendum Lane. and moment, right? Now, his sauciness came up in naming Hesitation Lane, which I think y'all mentioned earlier in the show over in Devonshire. Now, prior to his road naming work, he was the guy that looked over island-wide street paving. And he was frustrated by this ongoing debate in his neighborhood when that people that lived in that area, they just didn't want to allow the street paving to take place for years and years and years. So finally, when he was in charge of naming the roads, to get a little revenge on him, he called it Hesitation Lane. Like, y'all take too long. Like, that's great. It's so cool. Idwal Hughes Sr.
Hey, Bo.
He's a national hero.
I think so.
Did he
He's elite.
Did he foresee where you would live as you got older to ensure that your address would be 5 Controversy Lane?
See, I got another one from this article that is sort of in line with it. Somebody asked about Fracture Street, why it was called that. Yep. It was named for a saucy horse. Apparently, back in the 17th century, there was some horse that was just terrorizing the neighborhood. Everybody knew he was from over there, so they called it Fracture Street.
Send us this article. We need the audience to read this article.
I'll put it in the chat once I get done, so everybody can see.
We're gonna make sure you all can read this article. This was fun. Another Friday fun day. You all are the people. It was named what, Hughes? Sorry.
Idwal Hughes Sr. IDWAL. Now, he probably was so good at naming roads because he had such an interesting name himself. Yeah. So he's trying to pay the world back for what happened to him.
Wow, my goodness, Tay. I love that. He had a unique name. What you got in the news break for us today?
Starting off with some pretty good news. That is, our national economy has grown by slightly over 7% during the first quarter of this year, while GDP went up by around 9% during the same period. This is coming from Economy and Labor Minister Jason Hayward during a press briefing yesterday on the quarterly economic data, which broadly was positive.
Consumer spending in the first quarter increased by 1.2% year over year to $793.4 million. This increase reflects modest yet positive growth in the total amount of money consumers spent on goods and services during the quarter. Household consumption of services increased by 1% year over year, reflected in higher expenditure for catering, cleaning, and medical services.
Now, there was one particular area in this first quarter of positive economic statistics that showed a noticeable decline. And it really jumped in my mind because of the conversation, Jay, that you had with former Finance Minister Curtis Dickinson a week or so ago. It relates to capital formation. Like that was on the decline in the first quarter of this year.
Gross capital formation remained relatively steady, with a slight decline of 1% to $201.6 million. Although investment in construction fell by 6.8%, investment in machinery and equipment saw a positive increase of 5.1%, driven by higher imports of trailers, semi-trailers, machinery parts, and industrial machinery.
So, what do y'all think?
I don't want to dim the light, but I'll say this much. When we speak about the economy, consumer spending increasing, I don't think we're being honest, Mr. Minister. And I'll tell you why. Because if the price of milk is $2 today, and then next quarter it's $3, and people are buying the same amount of milk, it doesn't mean that we have more money to spend. It just means that the things we deem that unnecessary are more money. So I think it's kind of misleading in a way. Is it a positive that people are finding the money to still afford the milk? No, maybe. But I think it's not the whole picture. It's not clear, if that makes sense.
Well, what I think is definitely not clear is whether or not that or factors like that are built into the statistical analysis. Yeah. Because it could be, but honestly, I just don't know.
We don't know that. I think politically, the number, that's not the goal for them politically.
No, that wouldn't be the point. Now, we are about a year on from that national cyber attack, which crippled state services for months. And we haven't really found out too much about the how of that event. But the government has made it clear in a recent statement what it's going to do to prevent anything similar from happening in the future. The statement was published yesterday, and the government continues to explain that details of the attack were kept tightly under wraps, continue to be under wraps, to protect ongoing investigations, and that cybersecurity threats kind of require a different level of confidentiality to avoid exacerbating the risk, making things worse. So still no real explanation as to what happened, who did it, why they did it, etc. That said, in the past year, the Ministry of National Security has built a dedicated cybersecurity unit, which is going to focus on defending both public and private critical national infrastructure entities while working to cultivate local cybersecurity talent. Now, here's what's a little annoying, though. A year before the attack, the BEDC streamed a public cybersecurity webinar that featured National Disaster Coordinator Steve Cosham, basically calling for everything the government is still working on a year after the attack, about 12 months before it happened in the first place.
To establish a government cybersecurity unit, subject to budget and legislation. We have to operate and maintain a cybersecurity operations center, provide specialist services and expertise to ensure government and other critical national infrastructure entities can adequately identify, protect, detect, and respond to and recover from cyber threats. Provide independent security assessments of government IT systems, including but not limited to security testing, threats and vulnerability, identification, risk analysis, and evaluation of protection measures. And operate and maintain a national cybersecurity incident response team.
So these issues were being considered by the state before this extraordinarily harmful event took place. But as tends to be the case with governments the world over, they're just a little late to getting stuff set up to prevent these kind of incidents from taking place. What do y'all think?
I think we don't learn. That's what I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we know what to do. It's just we take our time doing it, and you know how that usually turns out, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, this got me wondering about other big hacks during the past year. Just to make it clear, like this is not a Bermuda specific thing at all, right? Like this just happens all over the place, and not just with governments. I found a doozy earlier this year. MGM Resorts and Caesars Casinos lost 9 figures as a result of one phone call from a group of teenage hackers that are still holding on to that $100 million bag that they stole from them people. Here is a reenactment of the call, how they did it, and what it led to.
desk.
Wow.
How can I help you today?
Hey there, my name is. I tried logging into my account this morning, but it just won't seem to let me in. So I was just wondering if I could get like a password reset or something.
And after a bit of back and forth, the hackers were able to convince the employee into resetting the password for them, subsequently granting them access to the casino's entire back end. One simple 10-minute phone call was responsible for a catastrophic amount of damages. And now that they were in, the group silently began to steal confidential data belonging to thousands of the casino's customers. This info included things like their names and contact info, date of birth, driver's license numbers, and in some cases, their social security numbers. They tried forcing the hackers out by shutting down every one of their Okta servers, but at that point, it was too late. Eventually, the group would send a ransom note to the casino, stating that if a deal isn't reached, they shall carry out additional attacks.
Do you think that person, that employee who gave them that info, is still employed?
Well, if either of you have watched the movie Casino, the classic starring the Pacino and Joe Pesci and the Scorsese film, I don't think he's living. He's not doing nothing.
I didn't want to be extreme because that was my next question, but I'm glad you said it so they don't think that I'm the one. But, bro.
Wow, I was like being like, well, it wasn't really their fault. It could have been any of us, you know. It could have been them, the boss.
Have you called your bank lately? And the amount of questions they are, you're already mad because someone's hacked your credit card or something, and you call them and they got to ask you like 1,000 questions, your birthday, your mother's maiden name, your this, your that. I'm like, how do you get, man?
Well, no, I can explain that a little bit. Because they had first tried to basically dump some bad code into all of the slot machines at these casinos and just basically get people to go play them when it was 100% odds that you'd win. It didn't work. So they instead went to the what do you call it? The person-to-person hacking, like social manipulation stuff. So they went on LinkedIn and found the names and details of the IT staff at the high-level IT staff at the casinos. And then they did social network trolling to find like details about like where their address, phone number, like all that stuff. So they were able to respond accurately to those security questions. So honestly, the person that fell for it, it's not like they're a complete goof.
No.
But
you know
they
what?
lost their business $100 million.
Well, if I was the casino, I would hire those kids.
Yeah. I'd say this much. We share so much of our lives on the internet that if those security questions, like your first pet's name, what city were you born in, stuff like that, as unique as we think our answers are, they're probably not to people who really want your information.
You're right. You are so right. Wow.
That's why identity theft keeps climbing. This kind of crime continues to increase. I'm genuinely terrified when my kids are adults, like what it's going to take to keep yourself at least kind of safe from having like your entire identity stolen and resources lifted by these really smart, kind of messed up people.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I'll tell you all, because you're all going to think I'm a little, whatever. But yeah, I've had 3 new credit cards this past 2 months because I've had some issues. So I've dealt with this recently. I've had my banks in the, I've had my banks in the US. So I legit had to get 3 new cards in the last 2 months because of such. So I that's why I'm saying, like, how are they able to do it? On the bank, I'm on the phone with the bank. I can't even make a purchase sometimes. I got to give you like my full life story, my bio, and so on. But people will find a way. I've had to change my passwords. They say you should change your passwords every 6 months. I've done that. I've made them more difficult to the point I can't even remember them. Right? So, I mean, yeah. But anyway, Tay, go ahead. Sorry, we got.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I have one other story, but it's kind of long. Is that cool, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday was the official nomination day for the Sands North by-election set for October 4th, where the 4 candidates were officially confirmed, right? That is the PLP's Reverend Emily Gail Dill, the OBA's Carl Neblett, the FDM's Mark Bean, and independent candidate Cyree Beam. And according to our friends at the Royal Gazette, though, there was a little static about the by-election venue. Now, OBA leader Jarian Richardson wrote to Governor Rena Lauji to ask her to change the polling station from the Allen Temple AME Church to ensure a free and fair election because Dr. Dill, the PLP candidate, is a minister at that church where her husband is, in fact, the pastor. Yeah, you can kind of see where Mr. Richardson's coming from, right? Like it intuitively is an understandable complaint. Now, Governor Lauji issued a statement after consulting with the parliamentary registrar saying that when the church hall was originally designated as the polling station in August, neither of them had any information that the venue's neutrality was questionable. Now, after OBA leader Richardson's request, she investigated further and found that the governor has no explicit power to change the election venue after the writ of election has been issued, and a governor intervening in this kind of way when they don't have that explicit power is fundamentally inappropriate. So basically, like, what are you going to do?
So I feel the audience needs to know what I'm about to say, and thank you for doing that story because we spoke about this yesterday. Due to this conversation that we had yesterday and the story that Teo just did, here's what I did send to the parliamentary registrar, Tanae Woolridge, yesterday. I reached out, and these are the few questions I asked. How was a polling station chosen? Is it too late to change the polling station? While schools is in, were any other locations considered outside of schools? How can the public be sure that the process will be fair if the location remains the same? What can be done to avoid this in the future? And the response that I did receive from Ms. Woolridge is the following. Her Excellency, the governor will issue a statement regarding this. Until such time, I'm not at liberty to comment any further. So we did follow up to try to get explanation, and there you have it from the governor. So now that the governor responded, I will respond to Ms. Woolridge to try to get further clarity, because as I stated yesterday, this isn't just about constituency 36. This is about Bermuda. If we allow this to happen now, then who's to say it can't happen going forward? Regardless of how people feel, I think, we want to make sure we're removing all doubt.
Yeah, well, that was I think the most interesting bit of the governor's statement that was referenced in the Gazette story. It basically said that the goal for aspiring public servants and existing public servants is to behave in such a way that there's not even the appearance of anything shiesty when it comes to the democratic process. So even if there is no clear, definitive evidence that this venue will lead to an unfair outcome, if it even smells like it, it probably shouldn't be there, kind of thing. And I think she's just right, because I don't know if I'm comfortable with the governor intervening in an extra legal manner to change the event. Like, that makes me super uncomfortable. Yeah. But so I think her proposed solution is better. Like, it just to take it off the table in the first place.
Correct.
Yeah. Like we know what the reaction is going to be. Doesn't matter whether it's going to lead to an unfair outcome. It's just don't even put it on the table as a possibility.
Yeah. I think Charles sums it up as well. I think, I wish we as a country would think objectively. And I think, again, as we said yesterday, remove all doubt. Hopefully I can respond to the registrar now that the governor said what she said, and we can get some answers. But I just want to let people know, it's not for a lack of trying when it comes to Maya, Teo, myself, and others on this show. We do ask questions. I mean, Maya spent, for the water story, the with the Olympics and the drug stuff, Maya tried for months and months. They don't look. Here's what I'll say to Bermudians, because we got to bring our guest on today. I'm thankful she's been patient, whatever. But I'll say that I'll say this: it's time for Bermudians to remind, not the government, but civil servants. They are not beholden to the politicians. They are beholden to you. They work for you, the people of Bermuda. So when you ask questions, you're not asking to be nice. You're demanding answers because you pay their salaries. So there's some way needs to be a reminder of who they work for.
Yeah, it's just basic civics. That's all. And that's a whole other conversation. Like our civics education is non-existent, basically. So just to wrap up, the weather this weekend shouldn't be all that different from the latter half of what we got this week. That is really humid, muggy hair. Ladies, you're getting the poof. Sorry, just deal with it. Cloudy skies, short bursts of rain and wind. That'll be a little softer than we like. It'd be nice to get the decent breeze to blow some of this humid air away, but it's just not going to happen. So you could go to the beach, but why would you?
Exactly. Why would you?
I love the beach.
Mia, you got days of the year for us?
Yes, today is International Pepperoni Pizza Day. So I was going to ask you guys, what do you like on your pizzas?
Oh, I love that question, Mia. You have such good judgment.
You look like an anchovy guy, Taylor.
Well, anchovies are slept on, bro. I'm telling you. Like, I love it when I'm in the mood for it, but it's not my regular. My regular is a classic Bermuda special, upgrade a little bit. Hamburger, bacon, caramelized onion, and if they got it, like the Parmesan cheese shavings. That spot up in Somerset is I think, the best pizza spot on the island by far. Il Pomodoro. It's the best.
It's the best. Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Audience, what are your toppings on your pizza? What do you put? First off, my pizza has no cheese. Mind your mouths.
It's not pizza then.
Okay.
Whatever. that waitress had the audacity to tell me. I said, "Oh, can I get this pizza? No cheese." And I told her, like, Papa's on. She says, "But that's not pizza, madam."
Girl.
Madam. I'm a customer. What happened to the customers always right? I mean, I don't agree with that, but come on now.
It is instant.
Can you take my order? I don't want cheese. But anyway, I like me some hot peppers, onions, and green pepper. I actually went down Pizza House the other day, got me my cheeseless pizza. That's right. You all could cry, you could disk me all you want. But my pizza, what's on your pizza, Mia?
Oh, I like either a very plain traditional margarita.
Okay.
I like have yeah, exactly. Chef's kiss. Like I just love it, like with a bit of like the basil leaf, everything. Like I love like just a traditional margarita pizza. We actually, when I was pregnant, we did our baby. I lived in the UK for a long time. For those of you, I'm not like. Anyway, we went to Bologna actually for our baby moon, and James and I did like an Airbnb experience to learn how to make pizza and pasta, and it was really cool. And so now once a week at our house we have Gregorio's, because that's my married name, Gregory. But I'm making my husband wait for 10 years until he, gets his Bermuda paperwork. So
this love story off me, but we gotta go to break. There's some great stories.
Anyway, we have Gregorio's Pizzeria, so everybody is invited. You can come over once a week. It's very good.
You gonna have a cheeseless version for me?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
No, Mia, don't accommodate this foolishness.
Can you go lay back on Controversy Lane, and I'll see you next week? All right.
All right, Joe. Have a good weekend. Good to see you.
We'll be back after this break. Thank you so much to Kisha Tyrrell for being so patient. Stick with us. We'll be back in 1 minute, 57 seconds.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's. I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Summer is almost here. Dive into the season with dog floats and dog pools. Enjoy 20% off West Paws dog floating toys and shop our life jackets for safety in the water this summer. Get all your summer needs before the holidays and events begin. Don't forget to stock up on poo bags and check out Dicky Bags, the poo bag holder that locks in the smell until you can dispose of it. Remember, even dogs need sunblock, so visit Noah's Ark today, Bermuda's most trusted animal supply store for all your summer essentials, and ask us about our rewards program.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show. Mia Chambray. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. It's Vendor Fridays. We're celebrating one of Bermuda's favorite vendors. She was a part of the BDC and Global Atlantic Re. They had the pitch competition last year, doing it again this year, and she was a winner. So let's give a warm TDH welcome to our guest today. We've got Kisha Tyrrell of Enzuri. Sorry, they got a little out of hand, Kisha.
I'm used to it.
That's the answer I'm looking for. Kisha, before we get into it, first of all, thanks for hanging around. Mia and Taya, they have so much fun that they forget that, hey guys, we got a guest coming. All of them, not me. I didn't do it.
I get it.
But since we were talking about pizza just now, what goes on your pizza, Kisha?
So I'm with Teo. I'm a meat lover. Hamburger, bacon, all of that. But I can, keeping it simple, just a pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
Fresh Parmesan, and I'm good. Yeah.
So you'd be fine at, was it Gregoria's Pizza?
Oh, absolutely.
And how do you feel about my version of a pizza?
Well, it's just not a pizza. I wouldn't call it a pizza. It's just what it is.
So I mean, I'm missing cheese. All right, I'm missing cheese. That's it. But I gotta ask you. We were talking about road names earlier, right? What's some of your best Bermuda road names?
You know what? Privateer Lane. That's down the street from my house. Privateer Lane. And then I was thinking Cataract Hill.
Oh,
Cataract. So you think someone like couldn't see or something?
I guess.
Honestly, I think Bermuda has the best road names. But Kisha, thank you for hanging around. Thank you for being tuned in while you were backstage. For those who may not know, I mean, obviously you've been on the show before, but just give people a bit about your background and let them know what it is that you do.
Sure. I am the owner of Enzuri Beauty and Wellness. It's a skincare line where we focus on really promoting this idea of falling in love with taking care of your skin. We have skincare products. We're branching out into this wellness space where we just want to empower you to kind of advocate for your own health and well-being.
Okay. Sounds like I know somebody part of this show that's does something similar to that. But Kisha, I mean, I've followed you. I mean, I used to come up to you once or twice. You got some men's stuff yet, and I'm not gonna come on your heart today. But entrepreneurship's not easy. I mean, it's a journey, especially in competitive spaces. What have you enjoyed most about your journey with Enzuri?
Just saying that, I enjoy the people coming up to me. I love the feedback. I love when I meet someone who hasn't really taken great care of their skin or doesn't even know how to start to take care of their skin. And then I'm part of their journey as well because they want to do stuff. They want to have these conversations. People stop me in the grocery store, on the street. I mean, send me messages. How do I use this product? What do I do? I've enjoyed that part of it. Being able to just support people and have these conversations, have them to think differently about how they care for their skin. It's really been a big part of it. I love the feedback, and it helps me figure out what's next for Enzuri and where I want to go.
I love that so much, Kisha. And it's been so fun to watch and just so inspiring to watch your growth, like from the beginning of Enzuri. And I want to ask, well, I have actually twofold question. First of all, for those in the audience who don't know, what does the name Enzuri mean? Why did you name your business Enzuri? And what sets it apart from other beauty businesses, not just on the island, but globally?
Sure, no problem. So I was all about setting up my business because I was thinking globally. It was more than just Bermuda. I was thinking about trademarks. It was a whole lot of stuff that went into it, but I really wanted to create a name that was uniquely mine, that represented this idea. If you look at my logo, it's an Enzo, it's a circle. An Enzo pretty much represents being complete yet incomplete, perfectly imperfect, just the way it is. It's about this difference between what we look at as perfection, yet it's not perfect. It has marks, it has bumps, it's all of this. And I think that represents a woman. Like we're complicated, yet we're also so simple as well. And I wanted to take the idea of an Enzo and I wanted to incorporate that. And then I was doing some research in regards to just different languages and different meanings of the same word. And in Swahili, Enzuri means beautiful, it means peace. And so I wanted to bring the two together to create this idea of this perfectly imperfect woman that is beautiful just the way she is. So that's what Enzuri kind of stands for.
I love that so much. I love an origin story. I just think it's so important for people to know where it comes from. And like, that's like the small seed of what's now growing into, people are watching your journey and they're seeing, obviously you just won the Wave Challenge last year. And I've just noticed that you are on Fair. For those of you who don't know what Fair is, that's actually a global market. So you can now get Enzuri and global customers and also retailers can buy Enzuri globally, which is so exciting. And also Fair it's a sustainable environmental platform. It's like the antithesis of Amazon. So I was so happy to see you on there. Now, it goes from starting, kind of doing your research about what the brand name is. I mean, that's like first steps. And then obviously there's been many steps along the way.
Yes.
What are some of the biggest, we're all entrepreneurs here, so we totally get it. But what are some of the biggest challenges you've faced in your entrepreneurial journey thus far?
Yeah, the journey has not been simple. It's definitely, I've had so many learning moments. I've had so many pauses and stops and start again and pivots. And, it was one thing. I come from a corporate background. So, I understand how businesses are structured and what goes into it. And I wanted to kind of apply that to my business. But learning about starting your own business and everything, from HRE stuff to marketing to it's been a lot. And I think for me, one of the pieces again on this journey, and especially because I'm talking about wellness and growth, was while I want to do all the things and I want to show up in all the spaces, I really needed to remember to take care of myself. And so when I spoke about pausing and stopping, it was a lot of, okay, I want to do this. Let's figure this out. Let's get into it. And then burnout happens. And I think part of my journey was I forget to recognize what burnout looks like and feels like before my body tells me. And so that is one thing. Yes, building a website and, trying to get my products overseas and even speaking to retailers in Bermuda, all the things I had to remember along the way to take care of myself. And I think as an entrepreneur, that's one of the things we forget to do because it's so easy to get wrapped up in your to-do list and everything you have to do.
I couldn't agree more with that. Definitely. It's something that you always kind of put yourself kind of last, but that's definitely not like the Enzuri lifestyle for sure. But
exactly.
I know you want to put yourself first. That's what it is.
Exactly.
But if you were, so obviously, you have taken it to the next level, taking it globally and putting it on Fair. Now, my question is, if you could see Enzuri on anybody's beauty counter, like featured anybody, and they're doing their beauty routine on Instagram or part of Vogue Get Ready With Me, who would you want? Who would you like just lose your mind? You just be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. They're like, Get Ready With Me, Vogue edition.
Exactly. So I'm going to break that down into two parts. So where I wanted to see Enzuri, and it's funny because again, and I think I might have told you this, Jemima, and I was on a couple of years ago on the show when I saw even a step further. I had no idea as an entrepreneur what I wanted to do. I was overthinking and I had no clue. Anyway, long story short, this dream, I saw this product sitting in Saks on Fifth Avenue, and it was this beautiful, I had a whole window, and it was mine, and it was this product. No idea what it was called. I just saw it. And that is where I'm going. Like, I'm still got to get there, and I'm going to get there. So Saks is where, that's the beauty counter I'm going to be on. And we're gonna do the next interview on Fifth Avenue. Don't worry, that's in the books. But as far as who's counter at whom, Enzuri sits on Haley Barry's counter. Like, she's gonna be getting ready to whatever event that she has to go to. She's gonna be using Enzuri Beauty. I'm not gonna say like, I love Beyonce and all of that, but Haley Barry, she looks like the woman that I am catering, that I am talking to. That's who is going to be talking about my products. That's who's going to be on Instagram raving about my toner and my cleanser and my moisturizer and all the good stuff.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I want to switch gears a bit though, because you, as I mentioned earlier, you were a winner in the pitch competition. Speak to the role that the BDC and Global Atlantic Re have played in helping you, achieve what you have so far.
Sure. Yes, the BDC and the Global Atlantic Foundation, the Wave of Opportunity, they've been very supportive. So how it got together as a contestant or someone that entered into it was, I was part of the BDC's cohort at the time. And one of the things was they had asked us, would you guys participate in the pitch competition? And of course, yes, you want the money, but you were like, I don't know, that's one more thing on my to-do list I have to do. But I'm glad, obviously, I won. I'm glad I did it. It pushed me to kind of present. I wanted to know how to present my story and my vision. I wanted to show my growth, and I wanted to show where I was going, and I had to deliver it in 5 minutes. So it definitely helped me to kind of hone in on my skills and figure out what it is I wanted to do. Yes, I can talk about my vision and my growth and my story, but I also wanted to support it with statistics. I wanted to support it with numbers. I wanted to talk about the industry and where I saw myself and Enzuri carving out our own little space in this huge beauty industry and wellness space as well. BDC and Global Atlantic provided, accountability partners. Like, they helped you along the way to kind of put it together. And so sometimes you just need that help. You have an idea, you have a concept, you need somebody to help you put it in a way that you can deliver the message and it gets across to somebody else and they see what you see. So they were really helpful for that. Yes, I won the money. I had different projects that I was working on. I've worked on my repackaging. I had to repackage my moisturizer. I also have some products, which I'll mention, that are focused for men, because I heard you fellas, you shouted loud enough. I got you. There are a few products that are coming out in the next couple of weeks for men. And then the podcast, like, there are various things that I had mentioned in my pitch. And yeah, I was held accountable to make sure I delivered on that.
All right. I heard the podcast. How helpful is having your own media platform in driving interest in your brand?
It's great. It's funny. As someone that is all about skincare and is all about taking care of themselves, I actually struggle showing up on camera. Like, that was never my thing. I am the one behind the camera. I'll tell you what to do, but showing up on camera was never my thing. But I love that I've been able to be vulnerable. I've been able to share my story. I can deliver messages and just really speak to my truth. Also speak to what Enzuri means to me, what it could mean to you. I love that. It's my message, and I get to do what I want with it, really, in a responsible way, of course. But yeah, it's been really great. It's been really interesting being able to just use these different platforms to deliver my message.
Alrighty. And there are so many people who are, getting into entrepreneurship. people even in the beauty space. What advice would you give not only to those entering this space, but just with an idea and want to become entrepreneurs?
You know, people ask me that question all the time, especially in the beauty space. And you can apply this to any sort of industry. There's tons of people already in the industry that you probably want to get into. That shouldn't deter you from going. It's your idea. It's your idea to make it unique. So get out of your own way and just keep going. Believe in whatever it is and break it down into little steps. Like, yes, we all want to create this big multi-million-dollar company, but that doesn't necessarily happen for everybody anyway. On day 2, you need to think about how you're going to get these steps, and don't get discouraged. It's hard, but everything in life is hard. So get out of your own way and just go for it.
Yeah, indeed. Charles H. Jeffs II has a question. Pretty much sums up: is there a place to sign up to be notified when the new men's products drop?
Yes, so you can go to Enzuri Beauty. You can just send me a DM. Just let me know. I'll add you to the list. I am working on a launch party. It's going to be men only, and you're going to be able to experience the products, purchase. But yes, send me a message on my social media pages and I will add you to the list. Right now, I'm just working with another business owner so that because I want to use their location, and we're just trying to collaborate and make this happen. So yeah, over the next 2 weeks, if your name's not on my list, then you'll just have to catch it when it launches on the website.
All right, Kisha, congratulations. Honestly, I think it's an awesome journey, awesome to watch. Hang around. I want to see if you get this question right as well. Hang around backstage, but thank you for doing this. And, please know you don't have to take 2 years before you come back, all right?
I know. Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it. And Mia, it's so nice to see you.
You too, both in this world. I love seeing you, and congratulations on your journey. And I just continue to see you glowing into 2025.
Thank you.
All right, Kisha, have a wonderful one. Talk soon. All righty.
Kisha.
Kisha Tyrrell, folks, and Enzuri Beauty. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in about 1 minute, 15 seconds. We've got the daily play, and we're going to wrap it up. I want to see how many Bermudians get this right.
Oh, gosh.
Stick with us.
The Mailboxes team aren't just employees of Bermuda's Best Shipping Company. They're also your neighbors, and neighbors help each other.
Where my childhood was found.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Here with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Kisha Tyrrell from Enzuri for stopping by. That was Vendor Fridays, brought to by our friends at BDC. Thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Lenders, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can do this with you on a daily basis. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a like, a love, share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Make sure everyone you know has a piece of what's going on TDH. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. New episode available of the game show on bcgtv.com. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, or X, whatever you call it, to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, Mia, are you ready?
Yes, but Jim, where can we buy Bermuda Trivia? Can you just tell me what stores?
You put me on the spot. I'll answer you after this question. How's that?
Okay, I would love that.
All right. It's the things you should know, Mia.
Oh gosh. Okay. Oh gosh.
All right. It's the things you should know, audience. Here we go.
Okay.
What year was Bermuda Trivia, the card game, released? Was that?
2019. 2020. 2016. 2000.
Charles got it. Charles got it.
It's not young, Jamel. It's not young. Gosh.
It's not young. 2022. Yeah.
It's a baby. I didn't realize it was so young.
I love Nicole's answer. 1980. I absolutely love her answer.
Nicole, I was dropping down into the 2000s as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. I love it. So here's the thing. It can be found at Old Phoenix stores, People's Pharmacy. Off the top of my head, Brown & Co. I'm not sure if they still have it at many of the other pharmacies and stores, or like what the inventory, what volumes they have. But I know in particular, I saw all volumes at Brown & Co. recently. So it's definitely available in stores. So yeah, 2022. All right.
A great Christmas gift for me to trivia. That would be I don't want to say the C word, but it's getting close.
Yeah. No, you could say it. I think we're like 98 days out. Charles asks, was I born? No, I was not born yet, Charles. I was not.
82, baby, right?
81. Yeah. I wasn't around yet, so no, not yet, Charles. Real quickly, Shawnette Bell, I'm picking on you. Renee Simmons, I'm picking on you. Charles, he's a chicken, so I'm not even calling Charles' name. He's a chicken. And Kisha Tyrrell, they're shooting Bermuda Trivia, the game show, tomorrow morning at Bacardi. I think all of you should enter. Yeah, Kisha Tyrrell, Renee Simmons, and Shawnette Bell. I think you should answer. And Nicole Hassel.
Yeah. Why not? Come on, Charles. You got this.
Oh, he's chicken. He's chicken. He's an Eagles fan. I mean, they're used to losing, so he thinks he's going to lose. They're used to losing at this point. Yeah. I'm coming hard at him right now.
Charles, if you can run up Billy Goat Hill, you can go on Bermuda Trivia.
You believe that? You know what? She's giving him benefit of doubt. She's giving benefit of doubt. But no, Charles is like his Eagles. You know, they're chickens, not birds. They're chickens. Mia, let's wrap it up though. Look, we had a great conversation about Bermuda's roads, and I love the idea you had, and then obviously the wonderful conversation with Kisha. Let's wrap it up. Bermuda's roads, and then Kisha.
Bermuda's roads. Well, I mean, I think it's just I love hearing about Abel Senior. That was so fun to hear. I love Bermudian history so much. Although I think if I went on Bermuda Trivia, I'd probably like wilt and die a slow death. But I will appear on it sometime soon if you guys accept my application. But I think the Bermuda names is so exciting. It's so fun. It's so interesting. I loved hearing some of the history that Teo brought to the table. That was wonderful. I'm really looking forward to reading the Bermudian Magazine article about the road names. I'm excited for you and Teo to buy a duplex on Controversy Lane.
She is childish.
And then we can come over and I'll bring the pizzas and I'll bring the pizza ingredients and we can have pizzas. But I think it's so important to remember our history, where we come from, who we are, and that to be reflected in daily small things like the signs on our roads. You know, there are incredible people before us that have done amazing things, and to have them just kind of a nod to them via our road signs is just really, really special. And it's something that we probably take for granted.
Yeah. Kisha? And Kisha? You forgot about Kisha?
Oh, and I thought you were asking her what she was thinking about the road signs.
She's not on.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have loved watching. I mean, I've known Kisha for a very long time, and I've loved watching her journey. And I think it's so amazing to have somebody like her in the beauty space. I mean, she's such a beautiful person inside and out, and always has been. And her skin is flawless. Her personality is amazing, and I know she's going to get that Saks Fifth Avenue window. And one thing I love about being a Bermudian is that, you know, we come from a small place, but we are mighty people, and we make ripples globally wherever we go. And so I know that her dream is going to be realized. Her products are fantastic, and it's so exciting to hear that she is launching a men's line. That's amazing. So everybody sign up for that drop. Everybody get your Bermuda trivia. Here's a night. Here's a night. Okay, we have Gregorio's Pizza.
Gregorio's Pizza.
I'll do an Enzuri beauty mask. Okay.
All right.
Then we play a game of Bermuda trivia. That's like a family Friday night. That's it.
It sounds like playing party at Mia's, folks. All right, let's wrap it up. I'll say this much. I think Mia had a great idea. You know, we can create a game, a book from just Bermuda's unique road names. I think the stories behind them, I'm thankful for when Teo and Maya do that. Like we're having conversations and in the back research and doing stuff to add values to the combo. I love that. We have some incredible history and stories in Bermuda. I think when we have conversations like today, which is what Friday Fun Day is for, is learning in the most fun way possible. That's why we created Bermuda Trivia, because we think learning should be fun. We believe that we have a history that we should be proud of, and we have some of the funniest stories connected to much of our history. Not all history has to be boring or serious. As it relates to Kisha, I absolutely love it. I remember having her on 2 years ago. From then to now, I am happy that she's had the support to grow. I love her aspirations to be in Saks beyond Bermuda. That's what we should be aiming for. You just said it. We may be a small people, but we punch well above our weight. And I think many of us can look at people like her as something that we can all aspire to be. So congratulations to Kisha. Thank you for, including us men. I spoke to you about it a couple years ago. So I'm happy. I'm happy. But I'm proud of her journey, and I love to see us win. I love to see Bermudians win. I love to see us having. And I always say to people, we are all products of our environment, but we don't have to be, and we have to grow beyond Bermuda. We have to. Mia, do you have any daily inspiration for us?
I do, actually. So the daily inspiration today has come from Jess Beckerling, and the inspiration is build power, but never at the expense of your authenticity, ethics, and a greater sense of what is right and just.
Man, you just delivered a sermon. Ain't no need to go anywhere this weekend. You just delivered it. Thank you so much for that, Mia. Folks, it is time for us to say and remind you, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Wells, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you on Monday. She's Mia Jambray. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great weekend. We are out. Peace.